sharing how she's had triplets. We
Yes.
didn't even go into that part of the conversation.
No, I can't even fathom that one.
would have loved to know how that was, bringing up 3 kids, and what an amazing way to be able to connect with the soul and retrieve the answers to create a happy life.
Some of you are aware that these speakers that we've had and these wonderful, wonderful counselors and healers and all, many times are very, very new to all of us. And we'll meet them at the same time you do. So if you think perhaps we know them all, we don't. So if we act excited and all that, we really are. We're seeing some things that we didn't expect, perhaps.
Yeah.
We're having aha moments along with you. They'll share a meditation that'll blow us away. And so we're really having the same kind of experiences you are. Just want to let you know that it's very meaningful to us as well.
And I do encourage you all to go and have a look at her website and take advantage of some of the free offerings that she has.
Yep.
So I think now we want to go into the circle of 12. And I still am in awe that this month is a year from the premiere of the Healing Circle of 12. And so many of you have been doing these Circle of 12 meditations for a complete year. Some of you are joining for the first time, and some of you may have done a few. Wherever you are, as we enter this Circle of 12, release all expectations of what's happened previously and just be open to this meditation as though it was the first one you were experiencing. And to help you prepare for that, allow your body to relax. You may wish to deepen your breathing. Take deep belly breaths in and out. You may even close your beautiful eyes. Allow a deep sense of relaxation to occur. And you may experience visuals in this session. You may have nothing in this session. It doesn't matter. Simply allow the energy to direct your body's inner wisdom in a way that you need for yourself. And finally, as we enter, let's give permission that we do allow the experience to unfold. We give permission to experience the grandness of our soul.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer, dear ones. Come a little closer. The closeness that you would have with that which you would call your spiritual side, or perhaps the closeness to information or energy, it's all the same. The invitation in these meditations is that you would alter that which you have normally as the place where you come from, or that which you believe you are. It's an expansive state that we're asking you to be in. It's about allowance. Indeed, it's about permission. You think the last thing that could happen is if someone who was sightless went to an event where it was required to have sight. And they sit there and they say, I allow myself today to have sight. And you might look at that scenario and say, that is ridiculous. It doesn't work that way, Kryon. I will tell you this, that this is a lot of the metaphor that we ask today. Let's use the metaphor of sight for just a moment. What is it you think you can see? What is it you think you can see with your intellect, with your mind, with your spiritualness? The question is, what's real? And there are so many people who will say, well, I see this and I see that, and they're not talking about their eyes. They're talking about that which is their consciousness seeing a reality. And in this, we're asking you to sit and say, I allow myself to see a larger reality if it exists. Is that fair? There are some who say, well, all of these exercises are the same. It's a power of suggestion that will take you into a place that truly isn't real, but it might seem that way for a moment. When I think of that, dear ones, I pause. Because this has shut down so many from finding that which they have sought all their lives. So many come to a place begging for answers. Begging for answers. But they want them delivered to them where they sit, in the reality they sit in a place that is completely and totally limited. If you're sitting in your car and your windows are rolled up, it's a bubble you've created for yourself. No one's going to get through that. And perhaps you're really hungry, and so you sit there and you say, bring me the food. And here comes the food. And they're going to tap on your window and they're going to show you the food and all, and you can't see it because you are limited to seeing the inside of your car. You're sitting there begging for food. It's on the other side of the glass, and you won't even roll down the window. It is as simple as that. With what we want to show you, with what we would love for you to experience. Those who are starting to realize that the bubble has to be either expanded or you got to let them in. You got to roll down the window, perhaps. Open the door even. And then someday you'll even get out of the car. It starts slowly, but that is the metaphor. You're in a self-imposed area, you might say. It's not a prison. It's simply your reality, and many of you are comfortable right there. And yet you come here, perhaps because you want more, not realizing that that more will never exist in the bubble with the windows rolled up. And that's why we cross the bridge. Crossing the bridge, indeed, is the metaphor for allowance. There are those who say, well, I have trouble visualizing the things you ask me to. And I'm going to say to you who have trouble visualizing, you can pretend. You've all seen a bridge. You can pretend you're crossing a bridge. And there were others who say, well, why is that even important? Let's just go to the portal. The importance of crossing the bridge is a symbol of allowance. You pick yourself up and you move from A to B, and the bridge is a spanning of realities. That spanning of realities is what is needed to take you out of the car. It's simple. If you talk about the things that we do and the reasons we do it, it's so that it's easy. We could just say to you, it's time for you to enter the membrane of your soul, a multidimensional place that you have no idea about. Let's go. And you would look at me and you would say, I don't understand anything you said. But when we are approaching this in a beautiful, kind, simple, benevolent way, and we're saying, come join me. Let's cross this bridge together. There are many who would like the benefit of healing. The reason this program exists, the reason I have built this program, and I've told my partner what to do, how to do it, how often to do it. The reason I've done all of that is that there are those who will have an aha experience and have an extended life because the disease will leave. A question was asked by a senior. I have aches and pains. I have things that I would like the healing. I don't really know that I'm getting it. I love being here and crossing the bridge and sitting in the chair and all those things, but I really don't know what's going on. I'm not sure that there's a healing at all. And I'll say to that woman and any of you who are facing what you would call the twilight years of your life and featuring perhaps a body which seems to be then failing in certain ways, you come to the Healing Wednesdays, you don't know what to expect. I will tell you what to expect. There are things occurring at the cellular level that are keeping you alive. And they're happening because you've given allowance for it. That's the secret. And I'll say to you, you have no idea what might have happened had you not sat in that chair, had you not gone to that place that place that is beautiful. You might not even be here. The body listens. The body knows what you're doing. Right now, we're going to go across the bridge and work with some healing. And before you go, I will going to give you a premise here. At this point in this meditation, there are happenings. The best way I could say, there are happenings in your body. There are events occurring in your body. When you give permission and an allowance to do something that's outside of the normal and goes beyond that reality you call 3D, that multidimensional body of yours perks up. If you could hear the dialogue that's going on in the cells, if you could personalize it and say that all the cells are there as a crew, and your crew, they're all going, wake up, wake up, wake up, look what she's doing, look what he's doing, and others will say, well, it's about time. And they're all getting ready. You might say they've gone to battle stations because there is now a disease to be handled, or their aches and pains to be handled. There's other things. And they were never able to do anything because you were sitting in the car with the windows rolled up. Cross the bridge with me. Let's see what's available today. There is a mist in the middle of the bridge. And it's there simply so you will not see what's on the other side. It's not because it's a bad thing to see or it's a fearful thing. It's just that the reveal should be all at once, and it should be yours with permission as you walk the bridge. You can't stand on one side and decide what's on the other. That's a metaphor. You have to go to it, go through the mist. Come with me, take my hand. All of you watching, take each other's hands at this moment, figuratively, pretend. If you cannot visualize it, just pretend. Take all the hands of those who are watching and will watch, and come with me right now. For some of you, this could be the beginning of the rest of your life. Walk through the mist across the bridge, and your cells are starting to become very excited. They're ringing with a new happening. And if you could listen to them, they would say, look at what she's doing. Look at what he's doing. Finally, after all these years, they're awakening to who we are. And many of them are starting to say, listen, quiet, quiet, quiet. All those cells, quiet. There's a trillion of you. Be quiet, because we got to listen now to what is going to happen. What does he want? What is the instruction set today from the commander of the body? That's you. Did you know that when you were in your car, metaphorically, in that bubble of reality that surrounds so many of you, there wasn't a whole lot of permission given to do multidimensional things like there are here in this particular place? This place is different. This is a place that has allowance. One of the parts of your body called innate, the smart body, is starting to come forward now. The smart body is that which is used in so many processes. It's responsible for things like the placebo effect, the healing with a sugar-coated pill, the healing with intent, the homeopathy working, spontaneous remissions, all part of the innate. It's now coming forward, and it's on top of the pile, you might say, of awareness of your cells, and it's leaning forward. What's happening? What are they going to do? Today, I want this to be a pure, complete healing session. You walk through that portal, that window, that door, anything you want to conceive, a stairway, a place to get you in 3D from one area to another, a door, go through it. And once you're through it, pretend with me. There is a theater in the round, again and again and again. For a year, we have taken you here. And for a year, something different has happened every single time. There are some similarities, and we're going to repeat some of those things. Like today, we need to have a healing session, a pure and complete healing session. Some of you have come just for this. I want you to go to that stage with me right now. I'm there. Let me help you down the stairs. Let me help you up the stairs so that you're on the stage. And again, there is a chair with lights on it so that you can be seen. It's not imposing. You don't have stage fright, because what happens here is beautiful. You are inside your own soul to the degree of never been before. This is the center of the multidimensional piece of the creative source you are. That is a hard one to explain. You are human, and at the same time you are universal, and you are sitting in the universal portion of your humanity. And right now, I want to introduce you to the audience who's in front of you, and the lights start to come up and you can start to see them. If you can't visualize them, just pretend. Have you ever seen those in the robes who are shamanic or monks or whatever that you feel in past history have held the magic of healing? They're there. They're going to develop a tone for you. It's not exactly a hum. Perhaps it's an om. Perhaps it's more than an om, because they've been expecting you. There's a hush that comes over them as you sit down. And at some level, you feel the incredible love that is pushed to you from them. Who are these? Remember, you are in a multidimensional place where time does not exist, and the physics of time doesn't care what time it is. And what I mean by that, it's a free area for the ancients to be present as though they were alive today. And they're right in front of you. That is multidimensionality. Every single one in the audience is actual, someone who was alive or is alive. And there are many of them, and their specialty? Healing. Their specialty, talking to innate. And if they have a question for you, and they will right now, here it is. Dear one, do you give permission right now to have the healing you came for? Yes or no? Well, then let's begin. There's an om, there's a tone, there's a sound that's different. It's different from the healing music that we have played. And it starts to go through that audience and surround that stage, and it comes in waves to you, and your body starts to feel it, and the cells are excited. They're going to work, and innate is smiling. Innate is saying, well, it's about time. Let's get to work.
And the same process that's involved in the sugar-coated pill creating solutions, and the same process that is at the heart of spontaneous remission, that is engaged because you gave permission today. And with the assistance of the shamanic healers of the world, past and present, in a multidimensional form, you can stay there as long as you want and receive and receive and receive. Leave differently from this place than you've ever left before. Leave differently than you've ever left before. That means leave healed. Some of you will feel this now. Some of you will feel it happening even as you leave and later. But go differently from this place than you came. We have said that so many times, but this time, this is the permission that Spirit is giving you for your healing, whatever it is, anxiety, fear, body. Your innate is on it. They're there, they're working. The cells are aware, right now, are aware, because you said yes. And finally, you roll down the windows of the car. Go from this place and remember what happened today. Perhaps the beginning of a new reality for you. Up to you with free choice, dear ones. I am Kryon. In love with humanity. Stay. It's not over. Stay as long as you want in this. Even when the sound is gone, just stay. And receive what you've deserved for your life. And so it is.